Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. Today's video we're going to be talking about the rematch tools. It's been a minute, right? It hasn't been that long, right? It's been about 12 hours, give or take, since I uploaded the video talking about the Skyfarer gear and everything like that, and how essentially that's the gear that's dropping from the rematch tools. But there's some other details that I want to talk about regarding the rematch tools. The stuff is completely changed, new cheats, whatever like that. I'm gonna have some videos within the next couple of days, slowly but surely, and talk about each strat for each fight. The reason why I'm kind of holding off on some of them is because of the fact that scaling down at the moment is not working as intended, and advanced combat power pips are not working as intended. For some reason, if you have whatever amount of power pips, it removes your base power pips. So for example, my base is 40% right now. Essentially that 40% would not exist. So if we go, for example, let's quickly just go and see what happens if I actually scale down. This is just with the energy gear and stuff like that, you know, you guys would see. Let's see, scale down to master, and now we check the stats. I have 21%. Which is a chalk that has 0% base. So you're supposed to have base right now, and that's affecting a lot of things. It's affecting raids, it's affecting a lot of things in the game. PvP, not many people are doing PvP because of these issues, and no one was doing a raid at the moment because of these issues. There's a lot of issues right now with this update, and there's even issues with the boss rematches, so that's why I'm kind of like waiting on these. But we can talk about what drops from what, how does the drops work, and everything like that, and if there's actually a reason of doing these, right? Because I know a lot of players are gonna be like, well, do I even need to do these? Like, if I already have Skyfarer gear, do I really need to do these? I'll explain everything like that, right? So if you do enjoy the type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff, and let's get into today's content. Now, rematch tools, rematch tools, rematch tools. Before, people used to do these for Azot, especially the Crocopatcher ones. A lot of people would farm Crocopatcher ones back in the day for Azot. Especially if you're in my guild. I think I even put a video saying in there, like, you'll farm this if you want to get Azot, you know? But now that's not the case. What essentially gets dropped from all these tools is going to be whiskers. Malister whiskers instead of Ambrose's whisker and stuff like that. Now we got Malister whiskers, which essentially you use those. It's essentially a pity system. Every time you complete one, you get one whisker. From my experience has been, because I've done a lot of these duels now within the past 12 hours, and I've gotten a better understanding of these. And there's a chance that you might get a ring or like whatever the thing is for that from that boss, and it might just have 0 stats. You might get 0 stats on all these gear, right? And it's mainly meant to be that way because it's supposed to be a pity system. So if you don't get anything, right, let's say you don't even, for example, let's use we can use Nightshade, for example. Nightshade, he drops themes and, or not themes, he drops amulets and wands. For example, if I'm trying to go for the Malister Chili Charm, and I get a Forlorn Charm, it's gonna have no stats or whatever. But if I farm it up a couple times and I still haven't got the desired one I want, you can use the whiskers that you've got and the Forlorn Charm to craft whatever specific piece you want. So that's all targeted towards a pity system. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you guys are wondering what drops what, let's quickly go over that. So if you want to get the hats, right? If you want the hats and you want to try to go for Skyfarer hats, just renamed, keep that in mind. You're going to be farming the Malister rematch duel, right? At the moment, I highly recommend do not farm it. Do not farm it. For some reason, there's a lot of issues in that fight. Whenever I do my separate videos talking about all the fights, there's an issue in this fight where it spawns in a higher rank Sylvia Drake than intended. She's like rank 18, and Malister and the regular Sylvia that's in this fight are rank 9, I believe. So when she comes back from the dead, she literally has double her rank, and you literally can't even defeat the fight at all. It's like impossible. So I wouldn't recommend it at the moment. I do have a strat written down of what you should do in that fight, but I might tweak it a little bit because of the fact that the minion is kind of bugged at the moment. So yeah, don't worry about that. But yeah, you would initially farm the Mouser rematch tools for the hats. Now if you want robes, for example, you would farm the Croc rematch tools. Croc rematch tools are really not that hard. You can honestly just use judgments. You can use tritons. I've seen a lot of different strats. It's really not that hard. I wouldn't say it's the easiest, because there's actually something that's easier than this in my opinion. But yeah, you can just literally do Croc tools. That's how you get the robes. So now let's say I want the boots, right? I'm like, man, I need to get some boots. You're actually gonna farm the Jade Oni rematches. Jade Oni rematch, I think in my opinion, has to be the toughest one out of all these. I've only beaten it twice, and that's me cheesing it. So I don't know if they're actually gonna reduce the cheats on this fight. Maybe it's intended on how it's being, but definitely the Jade Oni rematch has to be the hardest. The Jade Oni rematch drops the rings and the decks, or not the rings and the boots and the deck, sorry. And a lot of people do want the decks at the moment, so it's hidden behind the hardest one, which is kind of funny. So we'll have to wait and see about that, what they do about that. Now if you want wands, if you're into the wands and amulets, you can farm Nightshade. Nightshade is the easiest to farm out of all these. It's not as fast as Croc was back in the day. It's still relatively fast, but out of all the 5 right now, after all the cheats changed on all these bosses, I say 100% Nightshade is going to be the easiest, right? It will be the easiest. So keep that in mind. If you want the amulets and wands, Nightshade does drop it. Now if you want Athames and rings, the last thing we're going to talk about, you get that from Meow-Yardy. Meow-Yardy is not that hard. I know the old rematch was kind of annoying from what people are telling me. Honestly, I think you can do this like in 6 rounds, or probably even less than 6 rounds. They all have like somewhat new, all these rematches have relatively new cheats, especially the Oni one, or the Jade Oni one. Damn, the thing's a whole mess. But yeah, they all have like new cheats. Some of them have their old cheats and a little bit of revamp things here and there. So keep that in mind going into that. But like I said, be on the lookout for the video that I'm going to be posting for each one, and it'll give you guys a better understanding of how to do all these fights. I wrote down all the cheats and everything like that, so it should help out with a lot of the players that want to do this fight. And then, like I said, the decks, they draw from Jade Oni, so you can farm these, but just keep that in mind. All the Malister gear, it's 100% a reskin of Skyfarer. I want you guys to keep that in mind, because I keep getting asked questions, especially on stream, saying, was this new gear? Is this new gear? Is this new gear? No, I want you to keep in mind, it's just Skyfarer reskinned. Same stats, nothing like that. It's kind of the exact same thing what they did with Great Inventor, if you guys remember. So if we go over here and we go to the Novice Explorer, Great Inventor gear, even though it looks different, the stats are exact copies of the Eternal gear. So this is essentially the same thing. This is the exact copy of Skyfarer, but just farmable. So that's basically where you get all the loot that you want to do, for which you can target whichever ones you want to do, and that's straightforward. Now is the interesting part, where to me this was kind of interesting when it comes to how they organize the gear. So if you are level 50, right, because all these are scaling down to level 50, and you're probably wondering, Almond, if I'm a level 50, do I get 160 gear or whatever? No. If you're level 50, if you're level 99 through 50, you are going to get level 50 gear. So this whole section that you see on my screen is 160. It's because I am 160. It shows you gear based upon your level. So if I was, for example, level 88, all these on my screen would be level 50 Malister vestments and hats and stuff like that. And for example, if I'm on a character that's above level 100, all these gear pieces would be 100. Now, let's say I'm max level, everything that you guys see right here is going to be 160. So I can't see the versions that are 100 and the versions that are 50 unless you are in the certain thresholds. So you can only see level 50 gear of the Skyfarer gear if you're level 50 through 99, And if you want to see the level 100 versions of the master gear, you could have to be 100 to level 159. Once you're 160, you can see the 160 versions. So keep that in mind. Yes, if you're low level, you can target the ones that you want. I know some people are going to complain, well, why can't I target level 80, 90, whatever, etc. I think they did it in increments for a reason, and I feel like it would be way too much for them to do if they did every single level. I wish that they could have done that, right? It would be nice, but I know that they weren't going to do that, right? I feel like that's just a lot of things on their end. But I really wish that we can see all the gear here, so I can see the level 50 variation, I can see the level 100, instead of being locked behind your actual school level to visually see what these look like. Kind of annoying, but hopefully that gets changed. Don't know if it is or not, but it would be a nice change just to at least see the different variations and see what the stats are on them. And you know, then I could just farm on my other characters and then just craft it and transfer it over. Maybe that's why they don't want us to do that. They want us to farm on those targeted characters. But honestly, I don't see a big issue with me farming on a max, because I'm going to be scaled down to level 50 anyways. So no clue, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's basically everything about the rematch tools. I kind of forgot in my other video, because now it's been a couple hours, people are understanding how the duels work and everything like that. So if you are trying to target all those stuff, just keep that in mind. Also, I highly recommend that you guys do join the Discord. I'm going to post all the strats of how to do all the boss fights in the Discord before I actually upload it, because the fact that we're still waiting on the pips to be changed, we're still waiting on minimal changes to these duels, because you can cheese some of these fights, but they're definitely not intended. And yeah, so I'm gonna put them in the Discord first, so if you guys do want to see them, definitely join the Discord down below. We're close to getting 300 people in there, so it'd be kind of nice to having more people in the Discord 100%. And that's basically it. So that's a summary of what the rematch tools are. They still drop Azoth, they still drop Spellements, and that's basically it. Is it worth Azoth farming? Probably not. I think Azoth from here is a good plus, right? So you're not completely wasting your time. But is it worth just farming these consistently? Don't think so, right? If you already have Skyfarer gear and you already have all the pieces that you want, I honestly don't recommend you do this, and that's just me being completely brutally honest. Farming Azoth with the pet talent is just faster and easier. I know some people may argue that it's not, but trust me, it's definitely easier and you don't have to like try as much. But I guess this is still a good option if you guys want to farm Azoth, but it's not a reliable source as much as it used to be. So whenever I upload all the rematch tools, you guys can pick and choose which ones you guys want to farm and what strats you want to use, because the strats I already know how to do for 3 of them. It's just the other 2 are kind of iffy because of cheats not working as intended, and being able to cheese a certain fight. So I'm kind of waiting on that. But that sums up the whole video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me quickly going over the rematch tools. Hopefully you guys get a better understanding of the rematch tools. And if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to respond to them. If not, you guys are more than welcome to message me on Discord. You guys already know, Discord link down below. And yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying all the videos as well that I've been posting. I think I've uploaded like so many videos, especially yesterday, so I was like a lot of on the grind, and I streamed even for 8 hours. So because the fact that I'm going to be busy today, I got stuff to do, so I kind of wanted to upload / stream a lot yesterday to kind of make up for it. But that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff, and I shall catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.